Hey guys, it's Captain Harris. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are a bit more awake than we were on the last video because we got the announcement of the Run for Your Lives tour overnight and immediately just woke up like, okay, we gotta make a video. But we're now over a week from that, and pre-sales happened this week, general on sale happened this week, so we're here to talk about how that went.
And there's generally been, a ton of media come out,
Yes.
across all platforms that people want to talk about this.
Yeah.
People are excited and they already want to talk about set lists and stuff. And again, this isn't a set list video. We'll get to that eventually.
Yes, we need Logan for that. And
Yeah.
Logan has been in Australia and Minneapolis and all sorts of places.
So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the kind of the demand that we've seen for this tour, and then just kind of talk about the sentiment of what it's been looking like ever since the announcement.
Yeah.
So what have you been seeing as far as ticket sales? Because I've been seeing massive demand.
Yeah, so as a forum addict, I've been on there watching the pre-sales and stuff, and my god, the mess that the UK pre-sale was just because of the sheer number of people that wanted to get in on those shows.
Right. So, and even for fan club members,
Yeah.
they had a really hard time getting tickets on the first go around.
Yeah, so the people who ran the pre-sales in the fan club, they went back and back and back just asking for more allocation until they literally couldn't anymore. So there was like several periods during the day where they were like updating, like check again. They just allocated more. They would be gone so fast.
Because at the end of the day, pre-sales is one of the biggest features
Yes.
of the fan club membership.
Yeah.
So the fact that they went above and beyond
Yeah.
to go ahead and make sure as many fan club members could get tickets early as possible, we definitely commend them for that.
But those shows in particular, holy crap, they went so fast.
And just before those tickets went on sale for pre-sale, Maiden put out something saying the UK shows will not have dynamic pricing, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, and that's very good. Also, the fact that the official resale on Ticketmaster can't go above
The face value.
I will say though that I had a look-see at several different pre-sales. Ours went very smooth. I had no trouble getting our tickets, but I was looking at the UK dates and they were quite a bit more expensive than when we went last year.
Yeah, they were pretty expensive because we looked at potentially going.
Yeah.
But the price of those tickets was a little bit of a shocker, especially with the fees added on. And
as much as I would love to go to London Stadium to see that legendary show, it's just like I think front standing, which if I'm going all the way over there, I want front standing.
Yeah.
It came out to like $164 US a ticket, and I think we paid like $100 for the O2 tickets last year. So I'm just like, I will just face the FOMO and save my money.
Yeah, but have no fear, we are seeing shows.
Yes.
Next year.
Watch a space.
We're not going to say where.
Not yet.
But London, we decided against it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, seeing the price tag, I'm like,
However, the price tag has not deterred ticket sales whatsoever.
No. So, at least there's no dynamic pricing, and at least resale has to be at face value. It's like the US tickets this year were just as expensive. So it's like, I don't know, I don't know if it's the location, if it's Ticketmaster or what, but, looking around at others, I'd have to pull up the actual price in the Hungarian currency, but like the first shows of the tour ended up being like $80 ticket US.
Yeah, $80 a ticket here. That's really good value.
Yeah. And
for a major act.
So it's not up across the board. That's why I say I don't know if it's Ticketmaster or what, but the prices haven't put people off because 3 of the 4 UK shows sold out. And London Stadium's going to take a while because it's such a big place.
So you're not counting London there.
No. Well, it's 3 of the 4.
So which ones are sold out?
Glasgow, Manchester, Birmingham.
So they just went right away. So we're past general sale, and everything just went immediately. There's not even seats left.
According to Toddy's thread, and I can check here. I've got it pulled up. We're going to look at some of the ticketing platforms, but Toddy keeps up with this stuff. Toddy668 on the forum. He's got a great thread if you're part of the fan club. You can go check it out. He keeps up with ticket sales. He does his predictions on how many have actually sold per gig, and he's listed all the ones that are sold out. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm just going to pull up his thread now and name off all of these shows that have been sold out. And I checked a couple of these earlier just to see the Slovakia show that says that's sold out. I went on there and it just says tickets aren't available at this time, which is safe to assume that maybe they have some seats held off for closer to the show. But as of right now, it is these are sold out. The first 2 shows in Budapest. Bratislava, Slovakia, Stavanger, Norway, Copenhagen. This is the second show in Stockholm, which is kind of interesting. Helsinki, Birmingham, Manchester, Glasgow, Lisbon, Portugal, Zurich, Switzerland. The first show in Paris at the giant stadium arena they have. And the first show in Berlin. So that's about half the tour now is sold out. And there was something he said. Let me find it. He updated the thread and said, "This is a situation at the end of the first sales week. Never in a million years did I expect Maiden to sell somewhere between 650 and 700,000 tickets in a matter of 3 days during pre-sale and general sale."
Damn.
It's insane.
So I think we can say that this tour is going to print money.
Yes.
For the band, and it seems like the Run for Your Lives tour was a good idea.
I mean, it's incredible, because as of right now, it's Sunday when we're recording this, so the first pre-sale started on Monday, so it's less than a week since even the pre-sale started, let alone general sale, and this many tickets have sold.
Yeah. So it seems like the entire fan base is just jumping on this tour, as if people have been sitting out for years, because you spend more time on the forum and I spend more time on Iron Maiden Reddit and stuff like that, but I see so many people kind of popping back into the band that have been saying, hey, I haven't seen them in 10 years, 15 years, and I'm definitely going to see this show.
Well, I mean, there's the fans that just love everything, and then there's the majority of people, I believe, are just I love Power Slave, I love Peace of Mind, I love
or the early days or whatever.
Those are the fan favorites. Is the albums that they're covering. So
we're kind of a different. We're definitely the type of fan that's in the minority where we're like, oh, we want to hear different stuff.
But we're the diehards. This is going to attract people who they might not have thought of Maiden in years, and then they're like, oh my god, this sounds amazing. Reignites their passion for it because those are their favorite albums.
Exactly. There's people right now that are talking to their friends that they haven't talked to in years about seeing Maiden, and they're saying, oh, I hope they play Number of the Beast. I hope they play 2 Minutes to Midnight. And don't worry, they'll play them. But yeah, the sentiment looks very positive. Obviously, we would love, as we said in the first video, a look at the entire career. But as far as fan sentiment, this looks super positive, and people obviously absolutely love the old stuff.
Yeah, I'm just going to pull up a few of these shows that are still available, obviously. And see what we still got available. I have Trooper VIP and stuff per usual on these, and even those have sold out at a lot of these dates. So this is the first night in Stockholm. So we've got interesting floor setup. I don't know if it'll actually be split like that, but it looks like front standing and normal standing. And then the entire bottom section is sold out. And even pretty good on the upper sections. Because, like I said, the second night on that has sold out. Let's see what else was available. Yeah, why don't we look at London? Because I think he said that the floor standing section in London alone is 30,000 people. So that's going to be a long time to sell, but you can see front standing was up and down all day because I got on right away and I could get in and see how much it was, but
yeah, I kept hearing that front standing, people will go and grab tickets and they disappear, and then they'd have to try multiple times.
Wow, I mean, even the upper sections, look at that.
Wow.
It's selling well for how big of a place that is and the fact that they just went there last year.
I mean, this may be the biggest single show they've ever done in the UK. Outside of a festival.
Yeah. I think that's what they literally said in the press release. But
exactly.
I mean, that's even less than I thought was still going to be available. Obviously, floor, I don't know how long that's going to take to sell out.
I think they will sell this out pretty handedly.
Yeah. Future stuff here, just a quick correction. I was looking at the map and the floor is actually sold out. The only thing that's available is tickets that come with a hotel package. So yeah, the floor is gone and basically the upper tier tickets that you saw is just about what's left. We'll just go to like Manchester just to see, like, okay, there aren't tickets available. Yeah, great map. That's a big place, too. I was looking up, when we're planning, we don't know where we're going, so I'm checking out venues. It's a big place. I don't know how many it holds, but actually I can tell you because Toddy will have written it down. 18,000.
So they sold out in less than a week, 18,000 tickets.
Just in Manchester.
For just Manchester.
And then Birmingham's 14,900. Glasgow's 13,000.
Yeah,
this is all when they went to these cities last year.
Exactly. Like we were just there. Yeah. That was the last thing we did. Was those
2
London
of those
shows.
Venues are the same ones.
Right. So this is massive.
Yeah.
They must be very happy. Rod must be just ecstatic.
Yeah.
And then so obviously it's selling fantastically. Now let's talk about like what we've been hearing people say about it, because. And we kind of touched on this in the first video, but ever since the announcement, there's been so many people that are coming out and saying, oh, I'm so excited for them to look heavily at the early days. And I can understand that sentiment more than the next one that I'm going to talk about because of the promo videos they put out that are all kind of early day centric, and they're playing Phantom of the Opera. You can bet on them playing that.
Well, that's the thing is I think that they do that kind of stuff just as an elbow of like, hey, we're going to play this. Like when they announced Legacy of the Beast and it was For the Greater Good of God was a teaser song for that, and then they played it. I think that that's just a teaser towards, hey, we're bringing this one back.
Yeah, I don't think it's a teaser to we're going to look heavily at Iron Maiden and Killers. I think it's like almost because it's 50 years. It's like, hey, let's just look back at the beginning also.
It's a good aesthetic to use, especially with them playing like London Stadium, like East End, shit like that. Like,
Yeah, because I was thinking about like some setlist choices there's some songs we know are coming back. Like if you think, oh, this is going to be a heavy early day setlist, even though they've mentioned 9 possible albums. Well, okay, so what 3 songs do we know are going to come back from Number of the Beast? Like we're going to get Number of the Beast,
Hills.
Run to the Hills, and Hallowed.
Yeah.
Like, for sure, those 3 are coming back. And then what? You're going to get Prowler and Transylvania and Phantom and Wrathchild.
I see so many problems, too, because everybody's like, oh, there's 9 albums. Right, it's 9, right?
Yeah.
And they could do 2 songs from each album. Like, A, they don't play 18 songs. B, I already know that those 3 are coming back from Number of the Beast, so that's 3 songs from Number of the Beast alone. So
well, I was thinking, like, so if people think it's going to be heavy early days, then I would expect, hey, 3 songs from the first album, 3 songs from the second album, and we know we're going to get 3 from the third. That's 9 songs.
Well, it's like we
already gone. That's half the set.
We already got the early days tour, and that was advertised as such. This is advertised as From Iron Maiden to Fear of the Dark, and that is a lot of albums. I don't necessarily think that they have to play a song from every album.
No, and that goes into the other side of the bookend, which is other people are excited that they're going to look heavily into No Prayer and Fear of the Dark.
I've seen set lists that like either seem to be early days based or 90s based, and it seems to be based off the artwork and like
the fact that the poster says Iron Maiden and Fear of the Dark as if it's those 2
like,
eras.
Let us not forget Peace of Mind, Power Slave.
Let's not forget the most popular stuff right in the middle.
We can forget Somewhere in Time a little bit because we just had 2 years heavy touring on that. But let us not forget those other few.
And like I was saying the other day, they don't necessarily have to play any songs from No Prayer for the Dying. Like, do I think it's likely? I don't know, but I think it's for the promo. If they planned on playing songs from every album, I think they would have said that.
Yeah.
It's just that they're not going to say, oh, we're going to play songs from the first 7 albums and the 9th album. Yeah. I think they just, a blanket statement, first to 9th album, but how much time is there to play songs from their least popular album
That's my thing, is we'll get into this when we do the set list speculation, but for a tour like this, I really don't want any space used on No Prayer, because there's so much, like I know I talked about, like, I wish this was a career-spanning tour, but, I mean, it's already hard enough with these albums, like, fitting all the songs into a set list.
Yeah, and knowing, I mean, Maiden knows what fans want to hear.
Yeah.
And they know that the smallest minority of fans out there is going to want to hear stuff from No Prayer for the Dying.
And that's the thing, is they know what fans want to hear, but they also have songs that they're going to want to play too.
Yeah, and I have a few ideas of what those could be, but I generally don't think they're going to be from No Prayer.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying there's no chance,
Yeah.
but I personally am leaning on I don't think they're going to touch No Prayer.
Me too. But that is saved for another video because we aren't going to get into set list yet.
No. I did want to kind of touch on the promo picture itself. I don't know if you could go back to just the general poster itself, but just kind of the things that it's pointing to is obviously early days is kind of a big part of this picture. And looking at, the walls in the background are from Killers. The wall with the poster on the right, that's the wall from the debut album. The wall behind the debut album wall is obviously showing that the light through the windows, which to me looks like 2 Minutes to Midnight cover. Obviously, we would expect that to come through. And then the Eddie in general is basically Killers.
He's mashed.
He's all mashed up. He's Killers, but nothing really sticks out as like, hey, we're really diving into this album or anything.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's from Iron Maiden to Fear the Dark, so it's all of them. And I will say, some of the promos, especially ones people have been seeing in person now, Eddie doesn't have his bloody axe, so I think that was too much for some advertisers.
Oh, no.
There's, if we can find any, there's been some photos of this Eddie without his axe, and he just looks like he's coming to punch you.
So that means that they sent... Oh, so he doesn't have the axe at all. It's not just the blood.
No, the axe is gone.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
If I can find one, I know Paul on the forum posted a advertisement he saw out in England, but he didn't have it, but it was a little bit blurry. So I'll see if I can find one while we're editing.
Yeah, but I think in general, just about every album is kind of represented there somewhere. Maybe not Power Slave, but I do see like the chain connected to the lamppost, for Peace of Mind. His hair kind of does look like No Prayer, but...
Yeah, it could also be the first album just white.
Yeah, it absolutely could. It's hard to say.
I mean, I feel like he'd look silly with yellow hair, so...
Yes. Yeah, and then I think, we've got a little Senjutsu teaser in the background saying, hey, this is coming to an end, say goodbye to the Senjutsu songs.
I really don't know what the hell that's for. I don't think they're playing Sun and Steel.
No.
So obviously, there's nothing to do with Senjutsu. So if that is a pagoda, I genuinely don't know what it's for.
So generally, they're not going to be able to make every fan happy that has expectations for this tour, but I think it's going to be a blanket kind of set list of songs that everybody loves and can appreciate.
Yeah.
Luckily, for the excitement of the tour, they've left out an incredible amount of mainstays in the Future Past tour, so they're ready to bring them back.
Yeah.
And the only other thing to bring up that I've seen a ton of online is the thought that this is definitely the last tour. And we've gone over this like 5 or 6 times on this channel, but I bet it's not.
Well, unless something happens. If something happens, sure, any tour could be the last one, but if they knew that this was the final tour and they didn't market it as such, they would be fools.
Yeah.
They would be fools not to say, hey, we're retiring, come buy tickets. Like, yeah, it's already selling well enough, but I bet you if they said that they were retiring, this whole tour would be sold out already.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not like we're seeing them fall apart and fall flat on their face on the Future Past tour. Like, they're still performing at a very high level, higher than most of these rock stars. Like, as far as rock stars touring right now, like, David Gilmour is touring.
Yeah.
The Who is still touring. They're 80 years old.
What was it, Scorpions that just announced their 60th anniversary?
Right, the Scorpions are about to hit Vegas at a residency, and they're like 76 years old. But Maiden's still relatively young in the rock star camp.
It's just people have been doing this, I think, since Dance to Death. I wasn't a fan, obviously, at that
20
point.
years of this.
But, like, I remember Final Frontier. It's like, oh my god, the Final Frontier album. Is this the final tour? The Final Frontier tour? And no, it's not.
And you brought this up to me the other day, but if this was planned to be the final tour, why in the hell would they not market it that way?
And plan more shows. I think there's only like 28. They've announced a couple. I think it's around 28. why would they not plan more, and why would they not market it to just move all the tickets immediately?
I mean, they could charge double on a final tour, and
they wouldn't.
But I mean, there's no question that if this was a final tour,
they knew that we're not going any further than this. Why the hell wouldn't they say something?
They would market it that way and it would be the most financially successful tour of their career.
So I understand why people worry that, oh my God, this could be their last tour, because we all love them so much and we don't want to see them end. And one day they will come to an end, but my point of view has always been I'm just going to enjoy them while I have them.
Exactly.
I don't want to think about the end. I don't want to think about when they retire, because it's going to come eventually, and it is what it is.
I mean, a lot of people have said it's going to come eventually, but I feel like the Nico thing has brought the eventually closer to people's perspective.
Yeah.
However, we just simply don't know what they're capable of or what Nico is capable of, because at the end of the day, like, do I expect him to get his full capabilities back and he's back to 2022 Nico? No. But could he also stay at this pretty high level for another 5-6 years? Yes.
It just depends on how he feels about it too, as a person. If
Nico ever decided, hey, whether it's I feel like I'm not performing to the highest level, or I just can't handle the travel or everything that the tours take, I genuinely think that he would tell Steve, I give you my full blessing.
I believe he already has.
And he already has. He said it so many times, actually.
I know, and that's not something I care to think about either. I love them all. I love what they do. I just love seeing them, and when it happens, and I will be sad then, and I will think about it then. But I'm living my life now. I am loving every moment of these tours and seeing them, and
it's just
getting excited. Like, every pre-sale we've had since the pandemic, I've been like, oh my God, I can't believe we have this in our lives. Because pandemic, so many people thought it was over. Like, because we didn't know how long that was going to go on for.
Yeah. And we just watched Flight 66 recently.
66 or 66?
666. Sorry, there's 3 of them. We watched that, and we really realized and connected what we do with traveling to see them is very similar to what they're doing on tour. And they say on all the recent tours, like Bruce is going on holiday, like they're all going on vacation together basically to do these tours, and it's kind of just exactly what we do with our friend group. And they just look like, if you watch Flight 666, they look like they're having the time of their lives, because it's not just the band members, like, it's the crew.
Yeah.
There's an entire orbiting economy around this thing, and nobody wants to be the one to bring it to an end.
And I love, that's something that I've always loved about Maiden. It never just seemed like the band. It's like everything is cool. Like, as a Maiden fan, you'll see, like, I remember I was 17 the first time I saw Peter out in the wild, and I'm like, oh my God, that's Peter. He's like Steve's security guard. I'm like, why do I know this? Like, why am I excited about this?
Why do we know this, and why did we ask for a picture with him?
But it's just like, you get excited over seeing their crew members. I don't remember the name of one, but we saw another guy who's worked for Maiden that was working at a Judas Priest show. And we're like, hey, you work for Maiden? He's like, oh, you've caught me.
Well, let me ask all you guys at home. How many metal bands do you know the first and last name of their manager?
Yeah.
I mean, there's just such an incredible group around Iron Maiden that, like, we're just going to take it to the end and enjoy it for everything it's worth.
They'll end when they end. I'll be sad then, but
now, I think there's a lot of time left.
For now, I'm buying my tickets. I'm YOLOing the travel, like, like, I love it, and I'm going to take all I can get.
Yeah, so that's basically our update for the first kind of week of Run for Your Lives tour. I know there's going to be more to talk about, but there is still the Future Past tour.
Yes, so that's coming up. We see them next week as of right now. Yep. So I guess it'll be this week when we upload it. So, oh my God, it's been a long time. Our last show was London in July of last year, and obviously when tickets went on sale, we were expecting like a summer tour, and it's all the way in October. So it's been a long wait. We haven't done like any traveling since Bruce and Santa Ana, so I'm like ready to go, even if I just spent a bunch of stupid money on tickets.
Yeah, we just spent so much money on the Run for Your Lives tour when we haven't even started the Future Past. Yeah. But here we go. Future Past is about to start. Like, Run for Your Lives has taken up so much time over the last
God.
week that now it's just the Future Past Tour is staring us in the face, and we have to now go and do that.
Yeah, so obviously that'll be our next video. Is next 2 months worth of videos really is we're back here and there going back and forth from home to go see shows. So over October and November we've got a lot of tour vlogs coming your way. I'm very excited to get back on the road, see Mike, Logan, Chris, everybody.
So everybody, please, if you'd like to comment where you're seeing them on the Future Past Tour this leg, and also if you got tickets and what your experience was like getting tickets for Run for Your Lives tour for next year.
Yeah, I know there was quite a few people commenting on the last video saying that, they were really disappointed they didn't get tickets, and I hope in the end you got tickets, because I know that it was a several day ordeal for some people to actually get their hands on some. So genuinely hope you guys got the tickets you were after, and we're gonna see the tour next year, and it's gonna be amazing. And if you didn't get tickets, keep up with it. They said face value resale only. There's always people bailing on the show, so don't give up. Hopefully you'll get your tickets eventually.
If you really mean on going, you will find a way.
Yes. So
anything
else?
I think that's about it.
All right, I guess that's about it. So thank you, as always, to our Patreon members. We love you dearly. We love you, viewers. Thank you for watching, and I guess we will see you in...
Somewhere
in time on tour.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.